Hello and welcome, guys and gals, to Ashes Bashes Gaming, your destination for discovering new and exciting games. Today on your screens, we have The Perfect Tower 2, which is a free to play incremental tower defense game by Fire Sword Studios. Now, unlike your average tower defense game, you are not defending a pathway to your base along which enemies come up. No, you are in the center and your tower is the focus of all enemy activity. They charge in waves at your tower and it is your job to sustain through all the waves that are thrown at you. Basically, you are like the eye of Sauron, which fries anyone who opposes it. Though it may take some improvements to actually be feared across the land. Now, the backstory is that you are actually a research facility in a remote island where your job is to develop the perfect tower which can survive anything and everything that is thrown at it. You are testing it in a simulation and you take the resources generated from each try to upgrade your tower as well as your town, which enables you to become more powerful. You have a scientist who is your advisor and guides you along the way and tells you about the different buildings you need to construct and develop, and after a few hours you become as deadly as the Dark Lord himself, obliterating men, elves and orcs alike. Incinerate everything that comes your way and spread your shadow to the corners of the land. All should learn to fear the Great Tower. In the spirit of full disclosure, this is into 2 times speed, but obviously reaching level 600 plus is definitely an improvement from getting knocked out by wave 11 or 12. And yes, I have a good imagination to think of these cubes as elves, men and orcs, so thank you. I'm sure you have noticed by now that this game isn't really focused on graphics. In fact, it is more of a number crunching and logical deductions game. This game is definitely not for kids, and I think that it would absolutely frustrate them, but it would be perfect for serious adults with an interest in data processing and people who are actually interested in exercising their grey matter. It is an incremental game, which means that you only become better by repeatedly trying and die. Each round you attempt provides you with resources which you subsequently use to permanently improve your tower. Now, these resources are collected as white boxes, and you can see from the top middle part of the screen slightly towards the left that I have collected 1.39 million boxes right in this playthrough. You then convert these white boxes to other colors for use in different buildings. For example, you convert them to brown boxes to be used in the construction of new buildings, or you convert them to orange boxes to be used in the mines, or you convert them to blue boxes to be used in the workshop, and so on. Now, initially I suggest that you focus all your resources in the blue boxes for the workshop, so as to permanently upgrade your installed modules, as this is the only way to make your tower stronger and survive more waves of enemies, thus helping you earn more resources. This is the way. What are modules, I hear you ask? Well, modules are the different abilities you install in your tower and subsequently level up in game so as to be able to survive the waves. You have attack modules like the basic attack, which upgrades the damage dealt, the multi-shot, which defines how often you would attack 3 targets in one go, and attack speed, which defines the rate of your attacks per second. You have defense modules such as the stone foundation, basically your hit points, the rate of regeneration, which is the rate at which you would recover lost health, and elemental resistance, which would grant you more resistance to attacks of elemental enemies. You also have utility modules such as the wave resources, which is basically the amount of extra resources you would earn per wave. You unlock different modules as you conquer different levels, and once you conquer one entire level at let's say easy in the forest region, you unlock the easy of the desert region as well as the medium difficulty of the forest region. As you play different regions and different difficulties, you would unlock new modules. The way I figure this game is that you need to constantly make sure that your damage output is higher than the health of enemies so that you can one-shot them. You will not survive if you cannot one-shot them. Your multi-shot and bounce capabilities define how fast you can eradicate enemies. Your tower health defines the amount of punishment you can take and is basically the cushion you provide for yourself to recover from mistakes. And the regeneration allows you to quickly recover lost health so that you are always fighting fit. Now this may seem like an idle game, but it's not. It definitely has some components of it, especially once you upgrade your tower and make it strong enough that the initial stages are just a walkover. Then your initial stages will be mostly idle, but then again you would unlock that only after repeatedly playing it. And even once you cross those initial stages, you would have to continuously pay attention and use the XP gained to keep up with the future higher level harder waves. So you use the resources gained at the end of each attempt to permanently upgrade your tower modules. But in game, you use the XP earned by defeating each enemy to level up these modules. Each enemy that you defeat would grant you 1 XP, and each module that you level up increases the cost of unlocking the next level by 1. For example, if I'm looking at the multi-shot module, I would need 1 XP to level it up the first time, the second level would require 2 XP, and so on. Now keep in mind that the level ups done from XP last only for the duration of that particular game and are not permanent. Since this game is about scale, you would also be dealing with large numbers. So they have given you the options to make upgrades 5 at a time or even 25 at a time. Though that seems like a little excessive to me at this point of time, but I'm sure we would be hitting obscene levels of scale as the game progresses, so it might actually come in use later. Now, as your tower becomes more powerful, you bring in more resources, which you then use to construct and upgrade new types of buildings such as the laboratory, the factory, the headquarters, and so on. Each building has a unique purpose and lets you invest in different research and abilities. This game has a bit of a learning curve and is definitely a time-consuming game where you become better only with time. The grind is real with this one. Now I have spent just around 5 to 6 hours in this game, so this is my perspective about the game from here. I have yet to understand the different capabilities and uses of each building and how to effectively capitalize on them. Also, there are items such as exotic elements and shards which you get from the mines, which can be used to craft powerful upgrades or give your buildings a boost. But as of now, I am yet to learn those. Though this game might not seem very attractive, I definitely think that individuals who enjoy going through data, such as data scientists or even accountants, would find an appeal in the endless number crunching as well as the timely and appropriate decision making challenges this game throws at you. This is definitely a niche game, but the fact that it is free to play makes it worth taking a shot at. Since I am hopeless with numbers, I will draw this video to its conclusion and leave the link below in the description for you to check out. If you enjoyed this video, then smash that like button and consider subscribing to my channel so that you can discover new and exciting games daily. This is Ashes Bashes signing off. Until next video, game on.